Tact, the self-concept loop, a deeper way to change your subconscious mind. Change the type of person your mind believes you are. If you've been enjoying subconscious loops, here's the next powerful concept to learn. Your subconscious doesn't mainly follow your goals, it follows your self-concept. Your self-concept is the quiet, automatic answer to questions like, what kind of person am I? What usually happens to me? What do I deserve? What do people do to me? What do I do under pressure? What's possible for someone like me? Even if you've never consciously asked those questions, your subconscious has already answered them through patterns. And here's the part that changes everything. Your life tends to match the identity your subconscious is protecting, not because the universe is mean, not because you're stuck, but because the subconscious is designed to create consistency. It tries to keep your experience aligned with what it believes is true. So if your conscious mind says, I want to be calm, consistent, successful, and respected, but your subconscious identity says, I'm someone who gets overwhelmed, loses momentum, and has to fight for stability, then your subconscious will keep pulling you back toward the old normal. To change the subconscious, you don't just add habits, you've shedded the identity underneath the habits. This guide will teach you a core concept, the self-concept loop, and how to use it to rebuild your life from the inside out. 1. Why self-concept is the master program. Imagine you try to install a new habit. I work on my project every day. If your self-concept is, I'm inconsistent, I don't finish, I'm always behind, I only work when I'm inspired, then your brain treats the new habit like a temporary costume. You can wear it for a day, maybe 3, but it doesn't feel like you, so you naturally drift back. Self-concept is the default settings. It decides what feels normal, what feels threatening, what feels like who I am, what you do without thinking, what you tolerate without questioning. That's why it's the most leveraged place to work. If you change self-concept, habits become easier because the habit becomes what a person like me does. Chapter 2, How Self-Concept Forms. Self-concept forms through repetition and emotional intensity. Your mind collects evidence like a detective. Every time I try, I get overwhelmed. Every time I speak up, it gets messy. Every time I relax, something goes wrong. Every time I start, I don't finish. Then it forms rules, and rules become identity. Even worse, the mind tends to notice evidence that matches the rule and ignore evidence that contradicts it. That's how old identities stay alive. So to change identity, you need 2 things. 1, a new identity statement. 2, new evidence. That's the self-concept loop. Identity, behavior, proof, identity. Match 3, the self-concept loop. Here's the loop. 1, name the new identity. 2, create a tiny behavior that fits it. 3, capture proof. 4, repeat daily until it feels normal. This is subconscious programming because your subconscious believes what you consistently do and what you consistently record as true. Think of it like teaching a child. If you keep showing the same demonstration calmly, the child eventually stops arguing and simply learns, oh, that's how it works. Your subconscious is that child. It learns from what you repeatedly demonstrate. 4. Why affirmations fail. A lot of people try to change self-concept with huge, unrealistic affirmations. Example, I am wildly confident and unstoppable. If your body feels tense and your mind doesn't buy it, your subconscious rejects it. Instead, use identity statements that are believable but directional. Believable does not mean weak. Believable means your nervous system doesn't fight it. Here are examples of identity statements that stick. I'm becoming someone who returns to calm quickly. I'm the kind of person who starts small and finishes. I keep promises to myself more often than I break them. I'm learning to handle money calmly and steadily. I don't need urgency to be effective. Notice the tone, grounded, calm, realistic. Your subconscious loves realistic. 5. The most powerful identity category, how I respond. If you want the highest chance of success, focus your new identity on how you respond, because you can control that every day. And because response is the hinge of life. For example, I'm the kind of person who pauses before reacting. I return to calm, then I decide. I do the next right step even when I feel resistance. I choose steady progress over emotional chaos. This creates a self concept that works in any situation. You don't need perfect conditions, you become the condition. 6. The identity ladder. Pick a statement that feels like a stretch, not a lie. Think of a ladder with 3 rungs. Rung 1, too small. I sometimes do okay. Rung 2, just right. I return to calm and take the next right step. Rung 3, too big. I'm always calm and flawless. Choose rung 2. If you feel inner resistance, adjust the wording until it feels doable. The best identity statement is the one you can repeat without a fight. 7. The inner conversation concept. Here's another core piece of subconscious change. How your subconscious takes your inner self talk literally, not just the obvious affirmations, your casual inner commentary. The silent story you tell yourself all day is constantly training identity. I'm behind. This is too much. People always. I can't. What if I'll probably mess this up? That inner conversation becomes your emotional baseline, and your emotional baseline becomes your behavior. So, if you want to change self concept faster, you learn to edit inner conversations, not by suppressing them, but by guiding them. Pasher 8. The inner conversation loop. Here's a simple loop you can use whenever you catch negative inner talk. 1. Catch it. There's the old script. Hack 2. Calm the body so your subconscious is teachable. Hack 3. Replace with a believable line, not fake, not perfect, just upgraded. 4. Take a tiny action to turn it into proof. Example, old inner talk. I'm overwhelmed. I can't do this. Upgrade. I only need the next right step. Tiny action. 2 minutes on the next step. Proof. I moved forward calmly. That's a complete subconscious rewire in real time. 9. The proof principle. Your subconscious is not convinced by speeches, it's convinced by evidence. That's why proof is so powerful. It's the bridge from intention to identity. Proof is a one-sentence receipt. It tells your subconscious, this happened, this is real, this is me. The goal is not to write paragraphs, the goal is to collect tiny identity receipts daily. Examples of proof receipts. I paused instead of rushing. I did 2 minutes instead of avoiding. I returned to calm after a wobble. I kept my no. I finished one small task. Over time, your subconscious starts to accept the new identity because it has a growing file of evidence. 10. The 2-minute identity method. If you want one method that changes everything, use this. 2 minutes per day that prove your new self-concept. Why 2 minutes? Because it's small enough to do even on messy days, and consistency is what trains identity. Here's how it works. 1. Choose your identity sentence. 2. Choose a 2-minute behavior that fits it. 3. Do it daily. 4. Record proof examples. Identity. I'm the kind of person who starts small and finishes. 2-minute behavior. Open project plus do the first tiny step. Proof. I started small and stayed steady. Identity. I return to calm, then I decide. 2-minute behavior, one slow exhale plus write the next decision. Proof. I chose from calm. Identity. I handle money calmly. 2-minute behavior. Check one number or pay one bill calmly. Proof. I handled money without spiraling. This is not self-help fluff. This is how you build a new default. 11. Why your subconscious resists at first. When you change self-concept, your subconscious may push back. It might whisper, this won't last. Why bother? You always quit. That's not failure. That's the old identity trying to remain in control. Your job is not to argue. Your job is to prove. Every day you do your 2-minute identity action, you're telling the subconscious, I hear you, and we're doing this anyway. That is leadership. And leadership is the beginning of freedom. 12. The identity anchor technique. An identity anchor is a physical cue that reminds your subconscious of the new self. Pick one small anchor: a ring you touch when you pause, a sticky note on your laptop, a specific mug you use when you create, a bracelet you associate with calm, a notebook titled Proof. Every time you see or touch it, you do a micro rep. Exhale, say your identity line once, take the next small step. This pairs identity with environment. An environment is subconscious programming on autopilot. 13. The state first rule. Your subconscious learns best when your body is in a calm, teachable state. So add this rule. Calm. Before you repeat your identity sentence, calm your body first. One slow exhale, relax jaw, drop shoulders. You're telling your system, safe enough to learn. Then the identity sentence lands deeper. 14. A complete daily loop you can use. Here's a full subconscious self-concept loop you can run daily in under 7 minutes. How? Morning. One slow exhale. Read your identity sentence out loud 3 times. Choose today's 2-minute identity action. Midday. Do the 2-minute identity action. Night. One slow exhale. Replay a 10-second proof scene 5 times. Write one proof receipt sentence. That's it. That is how you build a new subconscious identity without turning your life into a full-time self-improvement project. 15. The 10-second proof scene. You've been enjoying mental loops, so here's a powerful one. Instead of imagining a giant future, imagine a tiny moment that proves your identity is real. Example proof scenes. You calmly start even when you don't feel like it. You calmly say no without explaining. You calmly close your laptop after finishing a small task. You calmly ignore the urge to check stats. You calmly choose the next right step. These proof scenes are potent because they train your subconscious to expect you to behave differently. Your subconscious begins to predict, this is what we do now, and predictions create behavior. The 3 selves model. If you've ever thought, part of me wants change and part of me doesn't, you're not crazy. That's normal. You can think of 3 versions of you. 1. Old self. 2. Current self. 3. New self. The goal is not to destroy the old self. The goal is to thank it for trying to protect you and then lead anyway. This keeps the process gentle, which keeps the nervous system calm, which makes the subconscious teachable. 17. The micro yes concept. Self-concept improves when your subconscious starts to trust your word. Trust is built by micro yeses, tiny promises you actually keep. Examples of micro yeses. I'll do 2 minutes. I'll pause and exhale once. I'll write one proof sentence. I'll open the file and look. Each micro yes is a vote for a new identity. I keep promises to myself, and that identity is a foundation for everything. And at 18, the identity by design exercise. Do this once, slowly, like you're writing a new chapter. Step 1. Choose 3 identity traits you want to become normal. Examples: calm, steady, consistent, discerning, creative, brave, self-respecting, patient. Step 2. Define each trait in behavior. Calm becomes, I pause before responding. Consistent becomes, I do 2 minutes daily. Self-respecting becomes, I don't over-explain my no. As step 3, choose one trait for 14 days, 1, not 5. Your subconscious learns through repetition, not overwhelm. 19. A 14-day self-concept plan. Days 1 to 3. Install the identity sentence. Read it out loud, morning and night. Do 1 2-minute identity action per day. Write one proof receipt per day. Days 4 to 10. Strengthen with trigger practice. Pick one common trigger and practice your new identity inside it. Example: trigger, sitting down to work. Identity, I start small and stay steady. Action, open project plus 2 minutes. Proof, I stayed steady under the trigger. Ha, days, 11 to 14. Expand the identity into a second area. Same identity, new context. Example, if your identity is calm, apply it to phone checking, relationship conversations, money decisions, posting content. Now the identity becomes general, not situational. That's when it becomes who you are. Factor 20. Common sticking points. I forget to do the loop. Fix. Tie it to a cue you already do. After coffee, when you sit at your desk, when you plug in your phone, when you brush your teeth. I do it for a few days, then stop. Fix. Reduce the dose, not the goal. 2 minutes is your minimum. Keep the chain alive. My mind argues with the identity sentence. Fix. Soften the sentence. I'm learning to. More and more, I return to. The best sentence is the one your body accepts. I don't feel different yet. Fix. Track proof receipts. Feeling often changes after identity evidence accumulates. 21. A set of powerful identity sentences you can choose from. Pick the one that makes your body relax slightly when you read it. I return to calm, then I choose. I start small and I finish what I start. I don't need urgency to be effective. I follow through one step at a time. I treat myself with respect, especially when I wobble. I am becoming steady and consistent. I trust myself to handle what's in front of me. Choose one for 14 days. Let your subconscious learn one lesson deeply rather than 10 lessons shallowly. 22. The deeper truth, you become what you practice being. Your subconscious isn't asking, what do you want? It's asking, what do you repeatedly practice? Practice creates familiarity. Familiarity creates comfort. Comfort creates default. Default creates life. So if you practice being the person who returns to calm, takes the next right step, keeps micro promises, records proof, then your subconscious starts to treat that as normal. And once it's normal, your life becomes simpler, not because life is perfect, but because you're no longer fighting yourself. A ready to use self concept loop. You can start today and Machagas identity sentence. I'm the kind of person who returns to calm and takes the next right step, even when I don't feel like it. 2-minute identity action. Set a timer for 2 minutes. Do the next right step on your most important project. Kasan proof receipt. Today I returned to calm and did value. Run that loop for 14 days and you'll feel the shift. Not just I'm trying, but this is who I am now.